What is up, the interweb? It is your journey here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, ladies and gentlemen, there was a topic that I wanted to talk about, and that is about like how YouTubers are being real with their audience, or like the certain connections that they have. Basically, YouTubers growing with their audience. That's what I wanted to really talk about. And I had 3 examples, but I can't find one of the examples. So we're just gonna go down the list. So my first example is one of the GOATs. You feel me? Jacksepticeye, and it is more so about like him being more open with his audience about the stuff that he's going through, the stuff that he's dealing with, and it is done in such an amazing way to show that like you're not alone, that like you go through mental health battles, everybody goes through them, you know. With the video that I'm going to show on the screen was a TikTok that kind of prompted this whole thing.
And now here I am at 35 years old, soon to be 36, still talking about it in therapy, trying to unpack what the fuck happened to me when I was a kid, thinking that, oh, it couldn't have been that bad, and realizing that all the defensive strategies that you were making up for yourself as you were growing up, and you didn't even realize they were there because you were just trying to survive as you were going through your day. And then it isn't until you're older and you actually talk about it that you realize that you're a child of trauma, and all these things that you've built up, all the sense of humor, the deflecting, the lack of building yourself up, the lack of confidence, the overly humble about everything kind of attitude that you've given yourself is all because of that. Because you didn't realize what you were going through was something that, like, your nervous system was in fight or flight all the time. And I didn't realize it until now that those were the things I was going through. And then you try and deal with it as an adult, and you're like, man, if only I could go back and figure it out then, but you can't. And oh, it's difficult, man.
Basically, Jacksepticeye, he was talking about how he was going to therapy, and it was trying to get him to unlearn all these bad habits, or this traumatic things that happened to him in his childhood. And he was kind of breaking down in the video, because you can see just how emotional it was, like how emotional that whole thing is. And that's beautiful. That is really beautiful, because it just goes to show how deeply he is moved by this, how important this is to him, and how important it is that he shares this with other people, that people understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, things may have happened in the past, but it's important that you kind of like grow from it, and you kind of focus on trying to heal. Now, I may not be grasping the full concept of this. I definitely probably should have written this down somewhere, but typical me, I don't. And I have some more personal things that I'll get to at sort of the end of this video, you feel me? The next example was Markiplier. I can't find this video, but it was basically him saying that like sometimes when it comes to him making videos, that is the only thing he wants to do. He wants to do this more than anything, but it becomes so hard for him to just sit down and get to that point. Like, he'll sit down and then he'll feel like not doing it. And that's exactly how I feel sometimes. It felt hard for me to sit down to record a video. For the longest time, bro, I wouldn't even turn on my computer. I was in an insanely depressive state where I just could not see myself making videos. But I am doing better, you feel me? I am doing better. That's why you guys are eating content while I'm feeling this high, you feel me? And yeah, I wish I could find the video. I would have more to say on it if I could. But the next thing that I wanted to also bring up was more recently Cenat. Cenat started to be a lot more open about like his ambitions and just him as a person. You know, Cenat is one of the biggest streamers right now, and with that also comes a lot of backlash. People are saying he's out of touch. People are saying all types of different things. You know, I remember people were saying he had like a designer just because of out of nowhere he decided to like level up his clothing, and it's crazy, bro. The backlash, I'm not gonna lie, I was hating too. It's very easy to hate on people, you know, but it's not easy to see where people are coming from. And that's one thing I think us as a whole need to do better as. He recently uploaded a video, and I had to watch this whole video through and through, titled "I Give Up." I'm pretty sure that's what it was titled. I'm gonna double check to make sure. Yeah, it was titled "I Quit," right? And so in this video, I have some clips I'm going to probably import into this video, but he goes and he talks with his mom. He does a lot of things. This video was very like inspirational. He's saying in this video, basically, he quits overthinking. He quits like the self-doubt. He quits a lot of like these things, these negative aspects, these negative way of thinking that was holding him back. He quits like listening to the haters, you know, basically, like, in a way he's freeing himself. And that video, it was shot beautifully. It was done amazing. Over the last year, I feel like this is all the videos that I make. You know, I feel like all the videos I put out on this channel is kind of me talking about my problems. But I feel like that's okay, because if me talking about my problems kind of helps somebody else, then I did good. And if it helps me clear up my problems or work through my problems, then I did good. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, or like, you know, things take time to happen. And that's what the most important thing is. That is the most important thing. Basically, I have a clip that I'm gonna include in here.
One thing I wanted to ask you was, like, how do you at times get over self-doubt or voices in your head saying that it's over, or voices in your head saying you might not be able to do it?
Well, first things first, you cannot let your mental take over. Some people are strong, some people are weak. When the voices in your head start coming, it's pushing you either to give up or keep going.
So basically, when his mom said that last part, when the voices in your head are, they're either like pushing you to give up or to keep going. And I feel like the past year, a lot of the voices in my head was pushing me to give up. That's basically what was happening. And I ended up giving up on a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. It became such a toxic cycle for me. And that was something I don't want to change this year. I wanted to be more kind to myself. I wanted to take all that anxiety away. And I don't feel as anxious, I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, I told myself, you know, it is okay. One of the biggest things for me was, you know, feeling like a failure, feeling like I was behind, feeling like, you know, I'm not good enough, things like that. And it is okay, bro. It's okay. I want to make a whole separate video on that, but it is okay. I am getting way off topic, but yeah, like, I'm 22. I don't need to have life figured out. I don't need to have life figured out. And yeah, so watching Kai's video, it was really awe-inspiring to see like Kai, who's at the top of his game, decide that he wants to chase a different path, regardless of the backlash, regardless of this and that. And to see him go through these motions of overthinking, it was a more vulnerable side, you know, that you don't usually get to see. You know, like, he wasn't here to entertain in this video, he was here to inspire. And that was, like I said, that is a beautiful thing. I think it is a very beautiful thing for YouTubers to be more vulnerable like this, to share their issues, to share that, like with Jacksepticeye, to share that he's going to therapy, he's going to try to unpack and to heal himself from things that happened in the past. With Markiplier, for him to say the things that he's going and dealing with now, you know, things like motivation, things like self-discipline, things like just the fact of pushing through something and being so critical of it, like with his movie, with every project that he's done, being so critical of it that it may even impact your ability to finish it. It's so amazing to see these people, and it's so inspiring to see these people to confront, I don't know if that's a word I'm trying to say, but to see them talk about this and be vulnerable with it. It is so amazing and it's so inspiring. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. It was a very yap session. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I'm gonna try to post once a week on here. I know I say a bunch of things, but you know, we gotta start off somewhere just to get the ball rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, my name is Journey. I hope to post more content like this soon. Who knows? Yeah, I'll see all of you beautiful people in the next video. Subscribe if you want to, you feel me? Please don't unsubscribe though. Bye.